we got a treat. No, a gift for you boys this weekend. A gift that keeps on giving. Okay? That's right. Another daddy on the BBB podcast. You might know this guy from some food porn snaps that he's sent out there. Or you might know him. Well, let me say this. You would never forget him if you ever saw him with his shirt off. Okay? The man is the fit dad. Okay? And his name is Shane Bright. We got Shane Bright here. And then,
Wow.
and then don't forget, I got my other two amazing co-hosts with me today, Josh Rodriguez and Gregory Fisher. Let's go, boys. Let's do
I've
this.
definitely touched myself inappropriately to Shane's pictures of food that he creates.
Same.
However, I can never quite finish because I know in the back of my head he has got a dirty ass kitchen. So
I'm not gonna lie, Craig. When you started that, I thought you were gonna say you were touching yourself to Shane's goat noise.
oh no, yeah, that's normal.
Yep.
I mean, that's like every day though. That's nothing out of the ordinary. The food thing I needed to tell.
That's right. But yeah, Shane, what's
Yeah.
up, man?
What's going
excited
on?
for your first appearance on the podcast?
It is a pleasure to be on here with you legends. And let's hope to have some fun, talk some fantasy. Maybe talk about that Jamar Chase.
Oh,
yeah.
my God! No, I think you should just not bring that up all podcast.
You mean that thievery?
Serious. So all week. Earlier today, you guys know how I said in the group chat about receiver trade me, blah blah. And so I was like looking at everybody's team to see like if there's someone who like absolutely needed a receiver, which there wasn't really anyone who like everyone could get by with it. But I looked at Shane's team and I was like, oh, I could maybe trade Shane. And then I scroll down to the bottom of his bench and I see fucking Jamar Chase sitting there. I'm like, oh nope. I was like, not trading that fucker after he got Jamar Chase. Like that's that was a shocker. Not gonna lie. I don't know what you boys thought of it. Obviously, I know what Shane thinks of it, but
I mean, I think I wasn't too worried, honestly. It didn't bother me a whole lot. I thought, the worst thing about the trade is how late P Funk wanted to make moves, I think, in my personal opinion. That's like the worst part I feel about everything is that, he was down to like almost his last week and he ended up doing that.
Yeah, I didn't want to shit on anyone too hard because I want participation and Funk putting an attempt out there was something to see. Like I enjoyed seeing that, but yeah, definitely part of me was like, what the fuck are you doing this late in the year, giving those guys up?
Yeah, like he gave up his two biggest pieces, and I mean, it's the mental was that I make a move now, or it looks like I didn't try, or it's like
Yeah,
it's kind of a lose for him, or he sits on his team and it's like, well, you didn't make any moves, P Funk. So
right.
I get it, and I can't hate it. Ayuk has been ever since he's been decent all year. Obviously, sitting around a top 20 wide receiver.
Yeah, I mean, I did get 2 touchdowns yesterday, and if you did need a wide receiver that week to survive and get by, then he filled the position for that.
Right.
While Jamar Chase was out, but
yeah, which is why I can't you can't hate on the trade too bad. Like it makes sense. It does suck. Again, I think the worst part of it is like, oh man, he this was his 1 week he had to win, and if he doesn't do it, it's
right.
it's unfortunate. However, I hold kind of both sides of the card of like I honestly, Shane, I feel like everyone over in Cincinnati is just walking on a glass ceiling, bro. I mean, they're all just gonna break through at any moment there. They're all gonna get injured, stop working. One piece goes down, the whole machine don't work. But perspectively, and the way if you're talking probabilities, you got a really good shot now going into the playoffs with that player. So
yeah, now it's my lineup is a struggle though because this week I have on the bench Christian Kirk, Jamar Chase, Hollywood Brown, Rondell Moore and all that. So it's really just hard to set a lineup, honestly.
Yeah, it's kind of the downside of depth. You want to start your studs, but when all
it's a good problem to have, but I kind of like just being forced to, I have to play Terry McLaurin, I have to play Christian Kirk. Now it's like
makes it way easier.
overthinking. Yeah.
I'd give you advice, but I think it'd be frowned upon. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm allowed to give you advice.
Yeah.
I already have it almost set in stone that I'm just not going to play Chase's first week back from injury.
No, that's probably a smart idea. I would say you give him a week.
No, that's like every player that's come back from injury this year, their first game is amazing, and then after that, they're garbage.
That means Shane got screwed on that trade.
There's two opposing points.
And then Hollywood Brown coming back from injury. Rondell Moore gets an injury, so it's like they'll probably get even more targets with Moore not being there. But I'm not going to start him his first week back either.
Yo, who initiated that trade out of curiosity? Did you send Funk that trade?
No, that was Funk. He sent it to me, and that took about 3 minutes, and I accepted it. So.
one of the quick trigger ones.
Think about it.
Right, I'm surprised you took 3 minutes, Shane.
Well, I do always check the schedules, but what's left going on if they're playing like in the snow or some crazy good defenses.
Yeah, I mean,
Smart.
Jamar Chase is one of those people I probably wouldn't have even cared. They could have had the worst schedule ever, and I wouldn't have cared.
Yeah.
Just because it's Jamar Chase,
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I understand Funk's point of view of why he sent that trade, but at the same time, like at Nate's wedding, the whole time we were talking, he was talking about getting so much more for Chase. That's why that was such a shocker to me that he only got Ayuk. Like if he would have got Ayuk plus like Kirk and maybe like one other, then I wouldn't have been as shocked. But for him just to get Ayuk, that was kind of the shocker after he was trying to go for like Mike Williams and Chris Godwin, for example, from Dan or something like that. Like so.
All I know is Shane made some pivotal moves at a wedding where there was some drunk Triple B boys.
Right.
And he came out of that wedding looking real good fantasy wise. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Him and Funk went to the bathroom at the same time.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he stroked Dan for a bit too. He probably knew Godair was going down. He probably had the beat writer on his ankles saying Godair's ankles are looking terrible. Whoa.
Right. We haven't even talked about that trade yet. Like
we don't even need to talk about that trade. It was a fine trade, and then Dan got fucked.
Right. Well, it was a good trade until freaking Goddard got injured. Then that
your Kenneth Walker trade's looking real solid. You've had a lot of good trades this year, Shane. Well done.
Yeah.
So thank you.
So I was thinking about that earlier. I wanted to get your guys. So Craig, you still have a chance to make the playoffs. You're not in right now, but you still have a slight chance to make them.
If I go 3-0, yeah.
Yeah. So, but right now, I'll just say all four of us are in the playoffs. I'm just hypothetical. All right. Who do you think? Because obviously, we all think we can win it if we're in the playoffs, right? At least I would hope so.
Anyone's got the chance when they in the dance.
Right, exactly. Craig was a perfect example of that last year.
Suck my dick.
No, I'm just saying you weren't.
How dare you?
You weren't a number 1 seed last year, and yet you won it. Like you got hot
fair.
at the right time. So
yeah, no, you're right.
So who and Brent, we'll start with you first. Who do you think besides yourself is the biggest competition to win the? So guess who do you think would win it besides yourself?
Besides myself, who do I think would win the championship?
Yeah, so I guess you could even put it as you versus who.
Pick me.
Ooh, me versus who? Oh boy. Probably.
And we're not taking right now this person's this seed, so that means I wouldn't face him. No, we're just saying straight up. You think if this was a top 2 teams, it'd be you versus who in the championship game?
I don't know. Come back to me on that one. I'm not sure yet.
Okay, Shane, you need a minute on that one too?
Yeah. So I got 3 people in mind,
Well,
and
you need one,
oddly
but
they're
we'll hear you on 3. Go ahead.
yeah, oddly they're all from your division, the not good division. But we have Bren. I think Bren has a really good complete lineup with Mixon, Leonard Fournette, CeeDee Lamb, Hopkins, Olave, and then either Njoku, Njoku at tight end, and when Kyler Murray's back to healthy and being himself. So I like Bren's team a lot. Dan, his receivers are great. Obviously, Jalen Hurts is great, and then James Conner I think is looking up. RB2 is okay, but Dan, and then yeah, Josh, Travis Kelce makes a huge difference. Dude has 7 touchdowns in 2 games. An animal. And now that you have Derrick Henry and Saquon, plus T. Higgins, Debo, and whoever you decide to flex. Barber's out there. If I have to add a 4th, is Barber.
So if you had to pick one out of those 4 that would
If I
be
had to pick one.
facing you, that would
Yeah.
be facing you.
Dog on Barber. Barber got a full lineup, no one injured. He's got projected 140 points. That's insane.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about Barber is the Lions running backs just are hard to start one. So his running backs aren't as good as what they were at the beginning of the year, but he does have a top tight end. And then Tyreek Hill. I'm going to go, if I had to pick one, I'm going to go Bren.
Brian, that's
Nice.
fair. All right, Craig, what about you?
Well, I guess if it's between you 3, the 4 of us,
Well, it doesn't have to be us. It could be anyone.
oh, I
So,
see.
I mean,
Who I see I mean,
probably wouldn't pick Funk. Like, he's not going to be in. So he's the
sure,
only
no,
one
I
I
get
would
it.
say is out. But yeah, anyone.
It is a
that-
really close between, I would say, between the top 5 team. I think, there's Shane, Josh, I'll just say this real quick. Shane, Josh, Matt, and Nate probably have the most complete uninjured teams. Everyone else, Dan, has a couple injuries and a hole or two, in my opinion. Myself, Mac, we got pieces missing. So, like, as far as the completed 5 teams, it's really close. But I can't. Yeah, I'd have to say Barber. The issue right now with the Lions running backs is rough because Swift was injured. They eased him back in, back and forth. He got injured again. Now we just don't know what's happening. Williams is very serviceable, so that's cutting into ties. But I think going into the playoffs, that will hopefully be settled, and I would assume one of those guys would be. You would assume Swift would be back to full participation at that point. So I would say Barber.
Swift made a glass.
How
Yeah,
dare
Swift is
he is?
the
You're not
glass
wrong.
man.
He is the glass man. You're not wrong. The dude's did not drink enough milk growing up.
B-Man, you got your answer yet?
Yeah, I think the easiest answers right now would be either Josh or Matt. I think again they're the 2 best records as well as the teams look very complete. But the person that I wouldn't want to be facing in the Super Bowl is Nate and his squad. A healthy, full lineup from Nate's team is scary to me.
So it kind of sounds like you guys are like these people are also the people you're most afraid of in the playoffs, right? Like if you had to
Yes.
meet them in any round, you would not want to meet them in the playoffs.
Yeah. Essentially, yeah. Those are the teams that I consider, to be a threat. Yeah.
Yeah. Geez, yeah. See, so if I had to pick, if I thought it was 2 best team, see, mine would be a little different, because I would probably say Shane, it'd be me versus Shane as the 2 best teams, but
Mm-hmm.
the team I'd be most, I guess, outside of Shane, that I'd be most afraid of to face is Matt. If he made it, just because he has players and he proved it this week, putting up
Right.
172. And he's done that multiple times this year, where Joe Burrow could put up 30 points at any given day. Aaron Jones can score 4 touchdowns any given day. We just saw what Devontae can do. Tony Pollard, I mean, that guy, he's RB8 on the year right now. So It's just if you catch him on the wrong day, for you, he's putting up 170, and that's hard to do. You know what I mean? Like that's hard to do, 170. So it's just, I guess I would say like if I had to choose, it'd be me versus Shane. But then Mac is one that I hope he doesn't make the playoffs, and if he does, I hope I don't have to face him until the championship game if I have to face him, and then I'll have to beat him like I did for my first championship. Shots
Jeez.
fired.
I would say
Yeah.
Mac if he still had Cup, Like, 'cause
Yeah,
Cup
yeah.
and Devontae Adams are just a crazy duo, and then
Oh.
Burrow and Aaron Jones on top of that. But I think
Right.
Tony Pollard isn't going to have those like games that he had on Sunday with him and Zeke in the
Yeah, I mean, he's
backfield.
not going to score 30 points, but he's already proven. Like Zeke was there last week,
Yeah.
and he still
got
put up
2
2
touchdowns.
of the touchdowns.
Yeah.
two receiving touchdowns. He had 80 rushing yards and like 100 and something receiving.
Yeah,
Like,
but none of the receivers had any touchdowns that day, and I don't think
Right.
that's
It's
going to
not.
happen.
That's. I agree. I don't
I
think
mean,
that'll be a
that's fair,
consistent
but
play.
I guess
Like
like
you.
oh, go ahead, Greg. Sorry.
No, I was just. Yeah. I mean, Tony Pollard's a flash in the pan. I've even heard the quote. He. I don't know if you heard the quote when he was on the field when Zeke was out. Like he kept asking his coaching staff that he needed breaks. Like he's an amazing player. He's one of those guys that's always going to be like a Kareem Hunt style, catch the pass, have your big games. But like again, I think his score looks way different if you're talking Zeke's healthy there all year. Same with Prescott. Like there's a lot of things that came into play. I think come playoff season, Pollard cools off a little bit, in my opinion. But you're right; he's proven he can do it. I just think
Yeah.
there's too many things going on with the Cowboys right now to like say that's
Yeah, a lot of mouths to feed.
yeah. Like come playoff time, I think it's going to change a little bit in like the next 3-4 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I will say, like, he's RB8. Like, you don't really get to that point unless you have some type of consistency.
Yeah.
And he's only had 3 games under 10 points. So most of those are with Zeke in there. So for fantasy wise, they might utilize Pollard a little more. Now, I agree with what you were saying, Craig. Like, I heard
I
that
think if you look at all,
too.
yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. I was just gonna say I heard that too about him, but that was a full game, which is fair, and he hasn't played a full game really in his career because he's always been behind Zeke. So like that's just one of those things that could have been he's not used to it. But I think they might utilize Pollard a little more to keep Zeke a little fresher for when they make the NFL playoffs. You know
That's
what I
fair.
mean?
That's a very fair point.
So, and I don't think he's gonna get like 30 touches. Maybe if Zeke is injured or something, they might do that. But he still has proven though he can turn 15 to 17 touches into 20 plus fantasy points.
I think you're right too. Like Mac is definitely just has one of those. He just has one of those teams that, like you said,
It
can
could go off
off,
at any moment. Yeah,
and that is very worrisome. Like you can look at it both ways of like, oh, he can really shit the bed, but like you're really sweating it
Right.
out because he's got
Yeah.
some big players. That's
right.
for
where
sure.
Yeah,
it
but
might be like
Jacoby
Shane-
Myers
Yeah,
doesn't scare me,
right. I would say
and his tight end,
Yeah, his tight end
Hayden
is
Hurst.
a little worrisome, but
missing a few
that-
pieces, but has the potential.
right. But that's kind of all of us though. Like Greg was saying earlier, like we all have like one or two. Like me, my flex, even though I have a bunch of players I can maybe put in there, I
Yeah.
don't have like a solidified flex that really scares you for the most part. Like to say, I don't have like a Jamar Chase
Sure.
in my flex. Like to
That's
say,
where you want
know
like
what I
that
mean?
Gabe Davis to throw in there. You want that player, that Tyler Lockett, that Gabe Davis, something like that can just
Well, I
fucking
might
get
have
2
that with
plays
Christian
and ball
Watson,
out.
man. I might have that with
Yeah, you do have that with Christian Watson. That fucking irritates me. I was trying not to talk about this for 2 weeks, man. Like, how the fuck did you get Christian Watson? I was furious.
I know. Pretty stoked about it though.
I'm like, I'm stupid. I should have fucking put that in as my first waiver. Why did I know I was gonna take this guy? Why did I do this guy? I'm like, I was so
I
mad.
know. I got pissed at myself because literally my whole bench went off. And the one player I played at my flex, Tony, he got 0 because he got injured. I was like, I could have played anyone. My score would have been better. Like I still won, obviously, but so it wasn't that bad.
Right.
But I got cocky because how I put Watson in at the last second. So then I got cocky. I was like, oh, I'll take Debo out. He hasn't been doing that good. Tony's gonna ball out, and he gets me
that
0.
surprised me.
Yeah, I was like,
Again,
hey,
Devo against the Cardinals. I mean, that's a
well,
good matchup.
honestly, I thought I had the match won, which I kind of did. And I still had Kelsey going, obviously. So I kind of took that flyer with all the injuries to the wide receivers.
Yeah,
I was
true.
like, I'll take that flyer that Tony gets like 30 points just
It's
because
just,
he's so involved.
those Chiefs
Yeah,
players, man, you can never predict them Chiefs receivers or running backs.
right. So, but yeah, let's talk about last week a little bit. 3 of us are winners here. There's one odd duck out. Who is that? Oh, that's Craig.
I'd like to take
That's
this time to put in my resignation. This has been fun, but I quit. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, it fucking sucks, man. I can't get shit going for me.
well,
Now I
you
gotta win 3 and out. God, I gotta go 3 and out. I'm hoping, like, just real quick. I just in the back of my
yeah,
mind, I'm like, maybe I just lose and I'm done for the like. I start getting a clear mind for the rest of the year because this shit,
Yeah,
like I said,
we
is
went
more fucking emotionally traumatizing than having a child. This is just fucking crazy.
emotionally. Don't tell Quinn that when she gets older. That
That might not be the
she
right proper term. Not traumatizing, just like that. It's like the amount of mental effort it takes for
yeah,
fantasy right now is just
yeah.
fucking phenomenal. It's easier to raise my daughter. That was ugh.
But Brian, how you feeling after eliminating Funk from playoff contention officially?
Oh boy, let's see. I'm worried. I'm constantly in a state of worry with my team this year.
Mhm.
I was happy that I was able to make it work this week with what I had to start, but potentially just lost Joe Mixon. Kyler Murray's got that hamstring going on. We all know
Yeah,
how hamstrings can linger and the person not be the same after it. Um, Good thing is DeAndre Hopkins still looked like a beast, even though he was
God,
supposedly
he is.
battling a
Yeah,
hammy. So, but yeah, Fournette's injured, Mixon's potentially injured, and Murray potentially injured. Right as we're trying to fight for playoff spots, not fun.
right. Yeah, and they say Murray, they might sit him out because they have a week 13 bye, I think it
Yeah,
is. So they're saying they might sit him out through that.
yeah, I saw
But he
that.
wouldn't
Yeah.
be back till 14. So yeah,
Hmm.
that kind of hurts you a little bit. Depending if you stick with Jones or if you try to pick someone else up or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, Shane, how you feeling, buddy? Pretty impressive win against Justin.
yeah, pretty good. Let me see. It helps because I had so many buys last week. I didn't have to
Mm-hmm.
make a decision on Kirk, Godwin, Kenneth Walker, Jamar Chase, all that. Rondell Miller, looks like you got me negative points. Um,
Negative 6.6. Yep.
but yeah, feeling good. Um, loading up on cupcakes this week or this year.
Man, you're winning a lot, Shane.
Yeah,
It
I
was good to
gotcha.
see Herbert actually have a decent game
Well, he
with
had
Yeah,
most of his weapons back. Keenan Allen's a big part for him. That's his safety blanket.
that's
Yep, Keenan Allen. Jonathan Taylor, he had a really good first drive, but then the rest of the game was kind of so against the Eagles. Um, yeah, and then Kittle just kind of sealed the deal with 2 touchdowns yesterday. Feeling pretty good. I know I'm going to start my 3 running backs each and every week: McCaffrey, Taylor, and Walker. Then there's just finding out the 2 receivers that I want to play.
Well, really, one once Jamar's back. You know.
Yep.
oh yeah. What running
Yeah.
backs are you gonna run when you got Jamar Chase plugging in there, bud? You
Well,
still gonna run him?
yeah, I'm going to run those 3 running backs
And then
every
he'll
week
just run 2 receivers. Yeah.
because
Interesting.
I can't see myself benching, Jonathan Taylor, McCaffrey, or Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, I mean,
Interesting.
I don't blame you on that one. Honestly,
Just
I'd
because
probably do Godwin and Chase.
yeah, I'm a big volume guy. So when those guys they don't have anyone else sharing the backfield with them. And then Godwin's a big volume guy with his receptions.
Sure.
Um, and then Herbert has a pretty good schedule with Arizona, the Raiders, Dolphins, Titans. So
Yeah, he has one
uh,
of the easiest playoff schedules for quarterbacks. Herbert does.
So you wouldn't play
yeah,
a top 10 receiver over You wouldn't play Christian Kirk based on matchup, I guess. Oh, I guess that makes sense. Okay, that's a hard one, bud. I'm sorry. I'm just looking at your team and trying to figure out why you wouldn't want to flex a wide
Yeah,
receiver.
it is tough. Just
But you're right.
depending on
You're right.
matchups too. Like,
Well, right. The
If-
one he would probably is Jonathan Taylor would probably be the one he would bench, but that would be depending on matchup though.
Yeah, that's very
Maybe
true.
like if Kirk had a very juicy matchup and Taylor faced say like Tennessee, who's the number one run defense right now, then he might play Kirk over like Taylor. But like, yeah, that's still a hard decision though. I'm with Shane. I probably wouldn't do it either. But that's
You'd
his,
start Gabe Davis? I wouldn't.
No, I think it's when
No.
he has he'll have Jamar Chase in there at that point.
yeah.
Okay.
If I was Shane, I would have Jamar Chase over Davis. Obviously, that's if Chase plays. Like for me, I'm not too worried about the first game back. I would still play him just because he could go off for 40. Just because Joe Burrow's like, I missed you, baby. Here's all the targets. And then I would put Godwin in because Godwin, like Shane said, is that kind of floor play of, he's going to get you at least 6 for 60, 70 yards and maybe more, but he's that floor play. So for me, his lineup would be set that way. And then he would just have to maybe worry about the flex, but I probably wouldn't even worry about Taylor unless there's some other concerning stuff going on there. But that's just me though. It's his team. He can make mistakes if he wants to.
That's collusion. Collusion.
How's that collusion? Get
I
outta
heard
here.
the tone. He's giving you advice, Shane. Don't
And
you?
plus,
Unsolicited advice.
Even if it is collusion, what's the ACC going to do about it? Not
Yeah,
shit.
they've been really slacking this year, bro.
They haven't done shit all year.
Getting
Then
bullied.
you won't do shit.
And they didn't even say shit when we put them on blast.
So many PEDs going around, dude. It's ridiculous.
So it's yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, no, I had a nice win. It helped that he didn't have two of his best players. I will admit that. And honestly, if you had those two players, Craig, can I ask you a question? Why did you put McKinnon in?
What's that?
Why did you put McKinnon in?
Over who? Elliott? Or anybody? Who?
Yeah,
Over
honestly,
who?
anybody. Yeah, but especially Elliott too.
Elliott was his first game back from injury, so I was not going to play him. But apparently, I did not hear this stat that Brett introduced, where everyone balls back their first week from injury. So
Yeah, dude, that's truth.
if I had that stat, I might have thought differently. But yeah, I was going to wait to see what happened his first week back, so I wasn't planning on playing him.
I kind of want to see the data on that, bro.
Yeah, right.
Let me see.
And Melvin,
It's fact.
it's just
Pure fact.
stated in law somewhere, right? Pretty sure it's-
Yeah.
And then I wasn't going to play Melvin Gordon. I just picked up Melvin Gordon just to fill up a bench spot.
Mm-hmm. And now he's a free agent.
No, he's a free agent. Latavia, yeah. So depending on how you look at it, I picked up the wrong one or the right one, depending on how you looked at it.
It's not a
Fair.
terrible decision. I mean, CEH was out, or I actually didn't know CEH was out because he just got
CEH
injured
wasn't
that
out.
game.
He-
So
Yeah,
that was a bad play, Craig.
Yeah, okay, sure. Yeah. Yep, there you go.
I'm not saying I guess it was a bad play. I guess it was just surprising.
I guess I just looked at his pass production, and he's been involved in the passing game. So I was hoping he would get me at least 10
Fair.
points for a fill-in, which I think is very, if you look at his stats, it's very possible.
Right. And to be
So
fair,
there
it's not
wasn't a
like-
whole lot to choose from. I don't know what you I got, but I guess again it depends. Hindsight's 50, 100%, right? So if I would have known Elliott was going to ball out, I would have played Elliott. If I know Melvin
Yeah,
Gordon,
Well,
would
yeah.
ball out, I would play Melvin Gordon. So
And
Looks
to be
like
fair,
Boyd-
go ahead, Shane.
I was gonna say on paper it looks like Boyd had a good matchup against the Steelers, but only had 2 receptions. So
7 targets, he just didn't fucking make any receptions. Yeah, so that sucks as well.
Yeah.
If he could have had a decent game, and I just needed some decent games. Unfortunately, I did have some players perform above where they needed to be, which helped a lot. But at the end of the day, it just wasn't enough, man. Again,
And that's what I was gonna say too. Was that's the reason? Like I was kind of bringing up how I made those two. Like I made the poor choice of which. So it was funny. Saturday night, I was talking with Melanie about my team. She listens just to amuse me or whatever.
that's nice.
And
That's a nice wife, dude. That's nice.
I know. And so you had picked up Mariota, right, Craig? and I was like,
Early on in the week, I picked up Mariota
yeah.
because I'm like, I'm gonna at least grab someone. I had a bench spot, so
Right.
I'm
So
like,
you
I'll
picked
just.
up Mariota, and so
Yep.
I like laughed at it or whatever. So
Ah,
I was like, I picked up a person thinking he's blocking me, but I wasn't. I never had intentions of picking that guy up. And she's like, "Oh, who were you gonna pick up?" I was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna wait, and I'm gonna pick up Russell Wilson." And then and then I looked like 10 minutes later, you picked up fucking Russell Wilson.
Yeah, those are the. I literally was looking at it as like you either have the best kind of option with his feet on the
Yeah,
ground to get some points on a flex, so Mariota, or he plays Russell Wilson because he has what's his face on the receiving team. So like
yeah,
he either
Cortland
goes for the
Sutton.
yeah. So but fucking Russell Wilson blows. So.
Right,
Hold
yeah.
on, dude. Looking at your guys' matchup. It is crazy that Josh had 7.7 points combined from Saquon, his quarterback, and his flex, and still put up 140.
I think that's the biggest difference, man. As you look at these teams, and you guys have multiple players that will consistently put up 20, have that ceiling of like 20 to 30
Right.
points, and like they've done it multiple times this year. And those you got those people, the people with those people are the top teams. Like that's what you look at. I
Right.
mean,
But
it's crazy. Like I
at the
have
same
decent people, but my team is not good compared to
right.
some of these other guys.
Well, and at the same time, that's why I got like kind of frustrated with myself about like playing Tony instead of anyone else on my team. Like to say, not that like you said, Greg, hindsight's 2020. So like, it's not that I could have known
I think I said
Tony.
hindsight's 50-50 because I
Well,
don't know I don't know what I'm
either way,
talking about.
either way, I knew what you
You
meant.
said it right. You said it
Yeah.
right.
But, I didn't know Tony was going to get hurt in the first quarter, obviously, and not score any points. But like you said, though, a lot of teams, the top, you could say what 4, 5, 6 teams have those people that do that. And so, like in the playoffs, if I make that mistake where someone gets me 0, I still might put up 140. But if say I'm facing Shane and he doesn't make that mistake, he's putting up 140 and then I'm gone. You know what I mean? To where like I gotta try to get it down when I'm not making that mistake. And it didn't help buys. Buys didn't help with that and stuff like that. But you just can't get too cute. If you make those mistakes in the playoffs, you could be going
Mhm.
home because of it. So that's why I'm kind of like kicking myself over it a little bit, even though I got the W.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah, I just looked at Kelsey. He's averaging 22.3 points per game.
dude, so the difference,
Insane, dude. That's
dude.
It's
insane.
So
insane.
there's I think 80 points separating Kelsey from the number 2 tight end. That's bigger than the difference from the number 2 tight end and the number 33 tight end.
Dude, it's like the most obvious best first round pick you can ever do. And like I look at it I just no, that's stupid. I'm not gonna do it.
Right?
I'm a fucking idiot every year. It's been like 3 years now.
I've
That's
done
how
that the last couple of years too.
Yeah.
that's how I was about Gronk a few years back when his stretch when he was Kelsey basically. And every year he would be like in that first round consideration. Same thing, Craig. I'd be like, nah, not worth it. And then every year I'd be like, why didn't I do it?
Well, too, like it's gonna be like I'm gonna want like in the next year or two, I'm gonna be like, I'm doing it. I'm doing it this year. I'm grabbing
Mhm.
Kelsey. And he's gonna suck. And I'm gonna be so mad, and then it's gonna shade me again, and then all of a sudden Siobhan is gonna come out and be another best tight end, and I'm not gonna do it.
Right. Well, honestly,
Yep.
I wouldn't have done it if it wasn't for the keeper league, where a lot of guys were gone that would have been first round picks or
I'm
whatever.
excited for Keeper League. I got some good potential. I think that's a big thing. Because I am kind of out of it, minus some luck and some things
Yeah.
going my way. But at least I got some good keepers for next year. I got some good looks at keepers. I'm
Yeah, I
quite
think
excited about that.
we're gonna have to make some changes to it, maybe. Especially if we switch formats. Switch from ESPN to like Sleeper or whatever. We might have to make some little tweaks to it, but I do like it, and I do like the element that it brings. That you have to play for this year, but then also keep in mind maybe not trading a player away because you want to keep them as a keeper or something like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or
I'll be honest, I'm over it.
Nah,
Back to OG Snake, full fresh start. That's what I want.
I definitely had a better chance when we were doing that. I'm pretty sure.
yeah.
You ain't wrong.
So,
In fact, full point PPR has been my biggest fucking downfall this year. So
Yeah, I'd get rid of that too.
no. Get out of here. Full point's been
I'm
a
taking
blessing.
taking
Dude.
us back to the OG,
No, it's because I warned
and
you
then we're
guys
never
that
changing again.
I
that
did
was one.
hear. Yeah,
Go
that's
ahead.
fair. No, I'm sorry. I did hear a fun rule that we should think about, and it's it would solve everyone's problems halfway. With when we were talking about end of year waiver claim, is just deactivating waivers come playoffs.
So you got to play with the roster you have.
Yeah, so you got to build up the roster before the playoffs, and you go in and you hope you got the depth and or the handcuff if someone goes down.
I'd honestly be okay with that because that does screw everybody over equally.
Yes, see,
Yeah, but Josh, you're playing a waiver quarterback week to week, so
What are
you
talking
have to
about?
go. That's
No,
why.
I'm
That's
not.
the part. Well, that would be part of it, Shane. Is you go into it and you have to make sure. Okay, I got to have at least you'd have to get the depth down basically just to
Yeah.
be safe.
Yeah.
And if you
It does
didn't do
kinda-
that, you would fuck yourself completely if you didn't.
I'm
yeah.
playing the number
Yeah.
7 quarterback every week. Thank you, Shane and Geno Smith. So get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
Put
it was.
some,
it's just
put some
something-
respect on his name. All right.
Fuck, Geno Smith is the man. Tell him.
That's right. And if he doesn't work out, then guess what? I'll have Deshaun Watson come and give you a massage.
Yep.
Shane. How you gonna like that?
Oh,
Oh, that was good. I approve of that. I will, dude. That or you say you get your boy Russell Wilson out there. You know what I'm saying? Russell Wilson.
Right. But no,
looking
I
up.
do agree with that though, because then it doesn't matter if I drop this person or that person because it's not like Shane could pick him up to use him against me or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, so I
Yes.
do like that everybody's screwed over equally. You go in with who you have. It makes it a little harder.
You could add the word. I know we all love to use this word strategy in this game, like it means something, and it's not all just piss ass blind luck. But you could put some strategy into it.
Well, right, because then it creates kind of more. I would think it would create more chaos like towards the end of the year because how many weeks in advance are you trying to
Set up for it, right? Right.
set up for? Right, exactly. And then like obviously when you pick up someone, you have to drop someone. So then who are you dropping? And you know what I mean? Like it's all that little ripple effect.
I think it'd be
That's
fun.
not a
another
bad
thing I don't
idea.
like
Think about it, boys.
Another
Think
thing
about it. Sorry,
is
go ahead.
injuries. If like both your quarterbacks happen to get injured in the same weekend, and then you just have a zero at quarterback for
You
the whole playoffs.
better have 3 then. That's the whole point.
Better have a third
You
quarterback.
better have a third quarterback then. That's
Yeah.
kind of the whole point. Is like if hopefully like going. I'm not going to go into the playoffs with Lamar Jackson. I'm going to have a handcuff because the dude's it's part of the Glass family.
Right.
so.
I mean, honestly, if you have 2 quarterbacks on your roster and both get hurt,
Yeah, you were going to
then-
win anyway.
then you're not gonna win because like if like what are you talking about, Shane? Are you talking about like they get hurt during the postseason? Because chances are if your quarterback gets hurt like in the playoffs, chances are you didn't win that game, so you're not moving on anyways. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but
But if they get
Let's say you
injured in the
do move
regular-
on, and then you can't play waivers after that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could foresee that it's screwing someone for sure.
either that or you get like a
But
limited waivers.
It's
like
kind of
5
unlikely. That,
I would agree. Minuscule chances.
Yeah.
Minuscule.
but
Possible though.
it's a good idea. Good thought.
But yeah, so I wanted to
I
go ahead, Shane. Go ahead.
was gonna say I really like the what's the waiver thing called again with the money? The
Yeah, the
money
fab-
budget.
The fab.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I would
don't
vote
think
for that, but
I don't think
I've
that
been
could get passed.
advocating for that. I've been advocating for that. For all these people that bitch about, oh, these persons didn't play waivers or this or that, or Justin with this new system's affecting my waivers, which is fair. It is.
It is.
Whatever.
It is.
But I'm just
100%.
saying, like, the people that are like, oh, because I'm ninth all the time, I don't get a good waiver claim. Like everybody has an equal chance for the most part to
Mm,
get certain waivers.
like I
mm.
probably would have blew my whole stash on Kenneth Walker.
Well,
yeah,
right, and that's what I mean.
got
but, like,
multiple. I got multiple key pieces. Granted, I did suck. I was one of the shittiest teams all year, so I mean, I
Right,
was
but
going to be
chances
1
are-
or 2.
But that's the thing, though, Craig, is you wouldn't have got all those key pieces because you probably would have blown a lot of money on, say, like a Kenneth Walker. Just as an example, I'm not saying you would have on him specifically, but just using him as an example, you'd have blew a lot of money on him. And then when the next key waiver piece comes up the next week, you probably wouldn't have had as much money as person
See,
B. So then they would outbid you for that person. So
I know
You
how
would-
Fab works, and I'm very insulted that it's insinuated that I would be the one to go blow my wad on somebody, and
I'm just
and
using you
I'm
as an
sitting back and I'm
example.
only putting 3 or 4 on this
God,
guy. I'm smart guy.
someone needs
Like
to
fuck
change
you,
his
I know how to do Fab, and I
someone
can
needs to
figure it
change his
out.
tampon. Jeez, I was just using him as an example.
Dude, Craig, Josh is over here playing chess, and he
He's
knows
playing
you play
chess.
checkers, all
Yeah,
right? You
what's
fucking
wrong with checkers, man?
Just get him a box of chocolates and some tampons.
I'm
Jeez.
just saying, dude. No, I do think that is the you're right though. That would be the issue. You'd have to convince people. I don't know if we could pass it. It's an interesting one.
Like
The
you
Fab
talk about
budget.
strategy. Like that'd
I
be a
think
lot of strategy on who to blow your wad on. And who
I would definitely vote for it. I think it would be a
I would
fun.
dominate a fab system.
Oh,
I was gonna say I would be
Well,
completely fine
sounds like
because
we have at least 3 in favor, maybe 4 if Shane is. So
Oh,
then we would
I'm
just
in.
need 2 more. See, so Shane's
right.
in, so we just need 2 more.
Mm.
So
it's gonna be a hard 2 votes to find.
We'll find them.
I think Dan would be in for it. I could be wrong though. I thought Dan was on my side about the whole if you're not in the playoffs, not playing waivers thing, but apparently he's not.
Oh, he's not.
No.
He would
We've never-
always bitch at me.
Well, so that's what he
A couple-
said. He said I'm like he's not. He wouldn't advocate to do it, but he kind of said what Craig said about like you gotta let people play basically or something like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just
That-
a
that got me. But he said he
unwritten
wouldn't
rule.
be happy about it.
frowned
Sure.
upon.
Oh, so
I
it
think
sounds like
that's a very
Shane's on my
fair-
side. Shane's on
think-
my side. Yes.
Yeah, I get it. And you know what's funny is like I fight for that point because at some point, I like to troll and be a dick sometimes, but like who doesn't, right? But I sit back now, like where I'm at now, I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking play waivers.
Right.
Like
No,
if I'm out of the
with you,
playoffs,
Craig.
I'm just done. Like I'm not
Yeah,
playing
no, I
waivers.
feel you. I feel
Yeah.
you.
I know I did. I sat back and I was like, you know what? Like, even though I disagreed with Craig, like he's true. It's true. Like the chances of people actually like playing waivers, especially that hard, if
So
they're not in
minuscule.
the playoffs, yeah, is minuscule. So like, why did I get so upset about it?
Because
Like,
we're passionate. We're passionate.
Yeah.
We are, and we're men.
We're
Right.
men.
he's my rival. You know?
Yes.
Like,
We both make our own beef jerky and poop with the door open. Like that's just what we do.
100%.
And sometimes Craig just says shit, and I have to argue with him. Like I just
Yeah.
have to disagree.
Well, so then the
Trust me,
funny
I
part is,
understand that feeling. I get
the
that.
funny part is, yeah, is he'll like we'll be disagreeing already, and then he'll be like, "You're just not understanding it," and blah blah blah, like making me sound stupid, and that'll piss me off, and I'm like, "Fuck you! I'm gonna prove you wrong, motherfucker."
It's hilarious. It's so true. Oh, good times.
He just says that one thing that triggers me, and I'm like, "Oh, it's on like Donkey Kong, bitch!" Like, I almost want to punch him through the freaking computer screen. Like,
Yep. That's passion and love, baby. Passion
Yeah,
and love.
it's passion love. So yeah, I just wanted to real quick kind of go over some of the playoff scenarios here. So like I said, Funk's been eliminated officially.
Poor guy.
Yep, even if he wins
Oh.
out. I know I feel bad because literally every person he traded for did worse than the people he traded away, pretty much. Like,
Yeah, I saw that.
so that kind of sucked. And I disagree with Justin about like, especially my trade that I made for Henry. Like, I feel like I gave him, even though they didn't perform, but like Damian Pierce was a top 10, top 12 running back up until last week. He just had a bad week last week. And then,
Yeah.
Jeff Wilson, he's been hot, but he just had a bye week last week. So, like, he got 2 solid pieces. And then DJ Moore is DJ Moore. He's on and off or
He
whatever.
was bound to hit a goose egg at some point.
Right. So,
Yeah,
like, I
it was better
disagree with
than starting the no-name players that he was starting with.
Right. Exactly.
I agree. I think I don't have a problem with the trade.
So, I disagree with Justin on that part that he got nothing for. Now, he could kind of say he got nothing for Chase, but, Chase would have got him a 0, and Ayuk at least got him, 20 or like 15 points or something like that.
I respect the attempt. Good attempt, P-Funk. If you listening.
Right,
Good-
exactly,
Respect,
just-
man.
Just such that.
He didn't go
Yeah, I
out like a
definitely
bitch.
respect the move and like respect the like participation, right? Like I said, I want
Right.
people to play. So like I wasn't upset that he made the moves or whatever.
Yeah, I think
Um,
Justin was also upset that he didn't get either of those players.
I think that's like part of it is it like we're frustrated inward because it's like I would love to have Jamar Chase or Derrick
I would love
Henry,
to have Derrick
and
Henry,
like I feel like I had the pieces to get them. I just didn't get the offer.
right,
Right,
yeah.
right.
Well, like I told
So,
Justin, I was like, dude, I was literally almost badgering Funk every day about
yeah,
like, hey, like what will it take? Okay, like, hey, just so you know, this is happening. Like, you know what I mean? I was like,
Mhm.
literally. So I think that's why like I got the deal for Henry was because I was like badgering him
and
about it.
Shane Badgers in general. So
Right.
okay, we figured it out. We figured it out.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
just badger someone and eventually it'll
I'm
click.
gonna next year. I'm gonna find the person slumping. I'm just gonna hit them every week for their best player. Like, yeah. What's it gonna take? What's it gonna take? I'll give
Exactly.
you this bench guy, this bench guy.
Although if it's Funk again, he's not going to fall for it. He's like, nah, I heard you guys are just doing this to get my players. You're not my real fans.
Yeah. It's still
But
possible that Craig can be league bitch and not Funk, though, right?
it's possible. It's not very likely though.
Oh, really?
So Craig would have to lose out, and Funk would have to win these last two games, and Funk would have to outscore Craig by 56 points.
Oh,
Oh, I hope I'm not league bitch. That's all. I just don't want to be league bitch.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's probably not likely, but it's possible, I guess. So, but yeah, Craig, you have an outside shot of making it. You basically need any of Dan, Nate, or Bren to lose out, and you have to win out
Mm-hmm.
in order to make the playoffs. And that's assuming Mac doesn't move up. If Mac moves up into the playoff spot, you definitely need two of them to lose out. But if Mac loses a couple games, you would only need one of them to lose out in order to make it. And if you tie them, you can tie them still, but you would need to outscore them by like 200 and something points. So, like Dan, you're almost 300 points behind Dan. So, that's not very likely for you to catch up in the points department. So, like I say, you need to get lucky with two of them losing out or one of them losing out and Mac losing a game or two in order for you
Well,
to make the
a
playoffs.
positive side is at least I'm going into these last 3 games with a full squad and no bye weeks.
There
So
you go. Yeah.
that's a positive note.
Yep. No one has bye weeks this week. Every NFL team is playing. Obviously, some people have injuries, but so hopefully a lot of full squads out there for the most part. So Mac though, Bren, you should be sweating because Mac's only one game behind you, and Nate though. Actually, I didn't even see that. You and Nate. He he's ahead of both of you in points. So all he needs to do is tie you guys record wise. And as long as he stays ahead of you in points, he would make the playoffs over one of you
That's
two.
the key. The
or
boy's
both.
got to win. We all know how his record's gone this year.
That's true. And he had the hardest schedule left too.
He may have
Um
lady luck at the slots, but this is fantasy fucking football.
nah.
So yeah,
He does got the luck.
he's got Justin, Barber, and Dan left. So those aren't easy matchups. So it's not a guarantee that he will
No, that's a tough
do it.
schedule.
Yeah, that's the same with Barber though. Barber has Shane. I think he has Funk in the middle of me and you, Shane. But then he finishes out with me. So he has a tough one too. He's been sliding, man. Like he just lost the number one spot. To me, based off of points. Now, granted, it's only by 4 points, so it's not a whole lot, um, but yeah, and then so yeah, you got Brennan seventh, the seventh spot, Nate in sixth, Dan in five, Justin four, Shane you're three, Barber two, and I'm in the first spot. But yeah, Shane, you're right behind us. You face Barber this week. So depending if you win, depending how much you win by, you can move up to number 2 spot.
I can move into the number 1 spot.
I don't know. I heard
Yeah.
that's locked up.
Well, no, you could if you outscore both of us in points.
Yeah, but you're not up very much.
I'm not.
Tell
Get
him.
him,
Yeah.
league villain. Get him.
I mean, I guess so.
35
Okay.
points then? I get 150, you get 120?
Ooh,
Yeah,
I see it. I see it.
that's
I can
still
see
only,
that.
that's 30 points. So yeah,
Ooh, Josh is slipping.
I'm not slipping.
He's
I'm
slipping. He's
fine.
gonna fall out of first place.
Shane
It's
literally
holding on
just
barely.
Shane just literally made my point for me though that I had 3 players get me 7 points and I still put up 140.
That's a fluke.
So I've actually done that multiple times
His
this year.
kicker's like an
Multiple
RB2.
flukes.
Multiple flukes is right.
Dude, no, Craig's kicker was an RB1 this week. Get 20
Oh
points.
yeah.
Oh
You're
my
one
God.
to talk. I remember you saying that. I'm like, didn't you get like the best kicker production all year?
Yeah, but
Not
he never,
recently.
Not
yeah,
recently?
but he still
He
never
did have a good week this most recent week.
yeah, but he still never got me 20 something points. He would get me like 10 to 15 every week
Oh, I
until
got
like the last 2 or 3 weeks, and then last week he got me 13 or something like that.
I got great
Um,
intuition. What can I say?
but yeah, anyone from Dan, Nate, and Bren can miss the playoffs. I guess honestly Justin kind of could miss the playoffs too, but that's very unlikely for him to miss the playoffs. So
Root for Dan. We got to root for Dan to miss the
the only
playoffs.
3 that have locked
Yep.
Yep. that's
he
who's
might
that
quit
be?
commissioner if he
2
misses
years
the
in a row.
playoffs.
Constantly root against that guy.
But Shane, Barber, and myself are the only ones who have locked in a playoff spot. Um, there's no way we could miss a playoff spot.
Well
So,
done, gentlemen.
Yep. So you guys has got anything else, or you want to head into matchups?
Break down the matchups. Let's do
All
it.
right. So last week, everyone went 2-3 except for Craig. Craig, you want to guess what you went?
Well, I think if I did good, you probably would have just said it and moved on. But since you're asking me, I'm gonna go ahead and say I went 1-4.
Nope, lower.
Oh
Oh my god.
Oh no! Shut up! This kid didn't get a single one right.
Nope, he picked himself to
Uh,
win, which he didn't. He picked Dan to win, who lost. He picked Nate to win, who lost. He picked Funk to win, who lost. And he picked Justin to win, who lost. So,
You know the odds
I
that
was gonna say that's harder to do.
is
That's harder.
difficult is fucking getting them all right.
so Bran, your record's 28-27. Mine's
Oh, God.
33-22. Craig, yours is now 25-30. And then Ike's is 28-27 as well.
Oh,
So
that really hurts.
yeah,
That hurts.
I laughed and I got a hard on when I saw you went.
I bet you did, you motherfucker. Damn it.
Well, all right. Let's see what matchup we want to do first. Let's do Dan versus Funk. Who are we going on this one? Let me pull up this matchup real quick. Dan versus Funk, and obviously this is before waivers go through. So if there are some changes, we're sorry, but deal with it. So B man, who you got?
Which one we doing?
Dan versus Funk.
Dan. Oh, Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Funk, but
It was the fastest
Just-
decision
his
ever.
team is so bad.
Well, I wonder if he's gonna keep playing waivers though, even though he's eliminated.
I hope he fucking does. I hope he does just to
I do
spoil
too,
people.
Because if he does, though, there's some pieces he could pick up, like Latavius Murray, who might help him. Funk and so like. But I'm gonna go Dan as well. But if Funk still does play the waivers, he could make it interesting. And let's not forget, I think everyone's forgetting that Dan is the only one to lose to Funk this year.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
So that might come into play.
Drops that stat after I make my choice.
You can change it, and if this really makes you change it, Brian, Ike pick Funk. Pick Funk.
Oh my god. Fuck it. I'm going Funk, dog. Yeah, give me Funk.
It's not like you're gonna go 0-5 or anything.
No, nobody has
Luck.
done that
Good
in the
luck.
history of fucking BBB boys.
That's a record. That's a record.
Funk is Dan's kryptonite.
Oh,
True.
are you going Funk, Shane? Who you
So
going?
I think Funk is the Bren of last year, the team spoiler.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm.
and I actually do
Mhm.
like Damian Pierce versus the Dolphins. I think that could be a high-scoring game. Dak Prescott, the Cowboys offense, just put up 40 points. So I think Dak could have a nice week. We got Higbee versus the Chiefs. Brandon Ayuk and DJ Moore, all very capable point scorers. And then the Dallas Cowboys defense against the Giants, I think they can put up 15 points. And then on Dan's side, Justin Jefferson versus the Patriots. He could put up a under 10 points there easily.
That's a good defense.
James Conner, the Chargers defense against running backs is really bad. So I think he's still going to get his points.
The only thing you worry about there is if Colt McCoy's the quarterback, how effective is that offense going to be? You know what I mean? That'd be the only worry about on that aspect.
And then Dan's tight ends are all injured.
The boy is injured up, dude. He is injured up.
He loses Goddard one week, and then the next week he loses Pitts. That's crazy.
Traded for both of those guys.
Poor guy.
What a
That-
fucking rookie, dude.
So many injuries.
I complain a little bit, especially.
And then who knows? The Lions offense could make the Bills defense look pretty bad. Could, you know.
So Shane's going to focus.
They could be fired up on Thanksgiving.
That's true. That's a good
And-
point, dude. I could see them putting up points.
And then Terry McLaurin. So AJ Terrell is one of the best cornerbacks in the league, and he's coming back for the Falcons, and will most likely be shadowing Terry McLaurin. So I think Funk is going to pull off the upset. Team spoiler.
Let's go.
Team spoiler. I like it.
That's
Okay.
nice.
Gregory, who you going?
Oh, Shane sold me. I'm going P-Funk all day.
Nice.
Dan is injured into the
Okay,
ground,
put it
dude.
back to Dan.
His all.
I'm not. I'm going Dan on this one.
Wow, you guys are such risk
Okay.
takers. Such risk takers.
What is that 0-5? What'd you say?
Setting records out here.
I didn't. Yeah, set records for being awful.
Record.
Dude,
So
Josh is the
I-
best Call of Duty trash talk in the world, dude.
I don't even play that shit either.
You should.
All right, let's go. Let's go. Craig versus Nate Dogg. So Craig, I want you to sell yourself to me. You know, this is a fun game we do. Sell yourself to me on why I should pick you over Nate.
Oh, this is such a fun game. I have a question. So I haven't really looked. Is Justin Fields injured? Is he not playing? I didn't really see or hear what happened. I saw he got
knows?
banged up.
You want to know what the coach said about it?
Yeah, I do.
He's day to day,
Oh God.
but he's not ruling out season ending.
Holy shit.
That's literally what the coach said.
Listen, he's running too much. He's scoring too many touchdowns. We gotta take him out of here. We gotta
They
save
want
this boy.
a high draft pick. He's done, dude.
Yeah. Okay, well, this is what I'll say.
We'll just say he's
Either of my running backs can match his running back. So Kamara has the potential. San Fran, it's going to be a rough matchup. But Chubb at Tampa Bay is also a rough matchup.
Mhm.
Yep.
ETN at Baltimore, you know, that ETN has just proven when you give him a workhorse load that he can produce. So I'm not worried about him matching Eckler with the Chargers. They have been looking better. Like Shane said, it's nice to see their offense moving a little bit better, but that's just one game. We'll have to see if it keeps it up. I don't know if I'll play Cole Kmet or if I'll go to the waiver wire. Pittman versus Pittsburgh can easily.
Well, you'll have some competition in Dan on that tight end waiver wire.
Yes, yeah, I know, right? Good thing I'm always number 2 or 1 on this fucking list. But yeah, Metcalf's back. The Las Vegas Raiders have been absolutely terrible. Their defense has been terrible. So I think he has the capability of going over 16. and doing anything more than Sanders can do. Green Bay's defense has been really good against the run. They looked good against Henry, even though Henry still ended up mowing them over. The Green Bay defense has been looking all right. So I think he's got just some harder matchups, and I might obviously be playing Lamar Jackson, and depending on how waivers shake out, I'm gonna might throw. Actually, I can't do that. That wouldn't be worth it. I just have to get a new tight end. So yeah, I don't know. That's me selling you. I just think is he playing? He's got to be playing Tom Brady at Cleveland too, right?
Well, maybe not. He might play Tua at Houston.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, that's
Just
gonna
like
make it
he'll
really
have-
tough.
Just like he'll have Mike Evans instead of Allen Robinson.
Oh, you're right. Okay,
I'm
that's
assuming
scary.
he'll
You're
at least
right.
have Mike Evans in, whether he takes Robinson out or he puts Robinson in his flex.
No, I think that's a good call. I think that's a
But
good
so
call.
yeah, he'll have Evans in, and then he'll probably have Tua or Brady. I'm not saying I don't know which one he would pick.
Yeah,
would
I bet
probably
you he plays Tua.
Tua,
You're right. Tua's looking
but
like a good matchup.
yeah,
But again, I just think I got a full squad. It's been proven my full squad can go toe to toe with anybody. They can put up points if they all play. It sucks not having a tight end, but we will persevere.
okay. Shane, did he sell you?
Yeah, you pointed out a few good things. I think Metcalf will have a very good day against the Raiders. I think Pittman will do good against the Steelers. And then if he's going Devontae Smith or Zeke at flex, ETN should do good. Kamara's got a tough matchup. And then quarterback Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, probably Lamar Jackson. I don't think I'll be playing Fields after that news. We'll see though.
Fields with one arm Fields or two arm Lamar.
Right.
Yeah,
And then
I go with
Nate Dogg. Yeah, Chubb does have a tougher matchup with the Bucks. Yeah, I assume he's going Tua at quarterback,
Yeah.
but yeah.
and he'll probably
Tua,
have
Brady.
Evans in still too.
Amon
This
Ra
is,
in his first game. Who in his first? I think it's the second. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is a good matchup. It'll be a very close game, I think.
it'll probably be like 105 to 106.
You know who you want to give it to, baby. Come on.
Well, if your kicker does what he does last week.
Yeah, right. He's in the same fucking stadium, bro.
Indoor stadium.
All right, who are you picking, Shane?
I know. It's a very tough one.
You want me, baby. I give you everything you ever wanted.
Okay, we'll continue the spoiler with Craig.
Yes.
Nice.
Wow.
That's
Great,
all
you
I
didn't
needed.
sell me on shit, bro, dude. You're like a sad couch salesman, dude. I'm going Nate.
You're right. You ain't wrong. It's hard for me to sell something I really fucking hate. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And I don't like my fantasy team too much.
You can
Yeah,
tell he
I-
worked at Radio Shack.
Right. Really
Like
hate
classic Radio Shack.
Yeah. I don't give a fuck if you buy this, lady. No,
These are capacitors. You know what the fuck capacitor is? Fuck out of here.
He just got me on the protection plan.
Yeah, exactly. No, he did a good job of selling me. I think the matchups with Pittman I think they're the worst ranked in Pittsburgh. Metcalf, I think the second worst in Las Vegas. That'll be huge. But of course, I can't pick my rival, so I'm going Nate Dogg.
Respect the rival status.
Exactly. All right, let's go. Some Justin versus Mac here. By the way, I think I said, did I say that Ike went Craig as well?
Good man, Ike.
Yeah, he went Craig. It's because he has no balls. That's why.
We have something in common.
All right, Justin versus Mac.
Uh,
All right, let's see. Shane, you go first.
Oof. Okay. Well, I don't like that Justin has two people going against Patriots defense with Hawkinson and Dalvin Cook. Najee against the Colts, that's another tough matchup. And then Houston has a pretty good pass defense with Waddle going against Houston. Diggs will get his against the Lions for sure. And then Mahomes will definitely have a good game against the Rams. Devontae is projected 23 points. However, Seattle is really good at defending perimeter receivers, but not so good at slot receivers. And Devontae is not a slot receiver. Let's see. I'm going to go with Mac.
Nice.
Jeez, dude.
I like it.
Picking all the upsets.
I like it. Craig, how you going?
This is like March Madness.
Oh,
Oh, man. Every time I say, did Justin win last week?
no.
Every time I say Justin's going to win, he loses.
Yeah, Justin literally let every single one of us down. I'm not saying he should feel bad or anything, but even my dog was crying a little bit. Like that's how upset he was that Justin lost. So
Yeah.
I just hope Justin remembers that.
Let it stick with you, Justin. This is a hard one. I'm gonna go with Justin though. I'm gonna go with Justin again. Again, it's like we talked about it earlier with Mac's team and how it can go off. So I just think Justin has more consistently been in that range. It's by a penny. It's a very thin margin, but I will go Justin.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting who Justin plays at his flex if he sticks with Lazard. Or if he tries like a Joshua Palmer. Like a Palmer might not be a bad one if Mike Williams is still out. But it's tough, man, because Shane did a good job of pointing out Justin's team does have some tough matchups, man. Two people going against New England. If he keeps Lazard in, he's going against the Phillies pass defense that is really good. The only thing with Houston is they're pretty good against the pass because everyone could run on them. They're the worst run defense in the league. I think they are. So you just kind of worry about game script with that one a little bit. But man, it's so hard. I'm gonna go Mac on this one.
Yeah, and if Jamar Chase is back, Joe Burrow is boosted even more, and Tennessee has the 30th ranked defense against the pass.
Right. Well, and like I said, I think
Good
Tennessee's number one against the run. So if both of those play out, like you're not going to be able to run the ball. So Joe Burrow's probably going to pass it 40, 50 times this game, And like you said, Shane, if Jamar Chase is back, I can only imagine he's probably going to throw for 4 or 5 touchdowns. So that might, if he can equal or beat out Mahomes, there goes
Well, and then Mac has the Titans defense going against his own quarterback.
Oh, yeah, but I imagine he's probably going to change that.
Yeah.
If he doesn't, like, it's different if you have your defense going against a wide receiver or a running back. But, like, if you have the defense going against a quarterback, that's really hurtful for you. So that's a good point, Shane. I didn't see that. I'm picking Mac still, hoping that he changes that. If he doesn't, I'm probably looking like an idiot. So, B-Man, who you going?
Oh yeah, this one was easy for me. I'll tell you why. Okay,
Ooh,
Justin.
Okay.
He sealed his fate when he went up in the group chat. I made the right decisions last week. False, buddy. The good managers, they go out there, they sniff out those big boom weeks. You should have started Joshua Palmer. Should have started Najee. Mac's gonna win this week. He's just better overall, and I'm definitely not just saying this so you get all upset and send a million more text messages.
I'm a little disappointed. What was it this morning or last night? He was like, "Oh, can't wait to go off about my points for or points against, whatever he said," and he didn't say a peep that today. Like here, I was excited for these 15-page essays that he writes when he gets all.
Yeah, he gets in the zone.
Yeah, he didn't say shit. Like build me up and then just edge me. Just don't even finish. Thanks.
Jesus Christ, Josh. Just edge me.
Okay, so wait, who'd you go, Ren?
Oh my god. I went with Mac. Easy.
Mac.
Easy
All
win,
right.
dude.
So Craig's the only.
Oh, I think we lost you a bit there. What was that?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, no, I just said Ike went with Mac as well.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Craig's the only one that went Justin on that one. All right.
I bet you I can go if I go 0-5 2 weeks in a row. That's like we got to get a record book, and I want to be in it.
Seriously.
I wonder how many weeks you could do that.
Purposefully, I don't know because this will be
Right, well,
accidental
I'm just
2 weeks in a
Oh,
row.
I know, but that's what makes it even more impressive is that like it was accident. Like
You're actually that bad.
right, you could pick every underdog and you would still accidentally win one or two.
Right.
So.
Oh.
All right, let's go Shane versus Barber. Matchup of the big dogs here.
For that conference title.
Ish. I mean, you still have to outscore him in the points for department, Shane. So don't get too ahead of yourself now.
Yeah.
So Shane, your turn. Sell me yourself. Sell me.
Yeah, I'm definitely going Barber.
Well, you're not doing a very good job of selling.
But I will sell. But I will sell myself. All right.
Good man, willing to sell himself.
Can I build a Barber first?
Yeah, by all means.
You can do whatever you want.
Whatever the sell is, I want it.
Yeah.
So Josh Allen against the Lions on Thanksgiving. I think he's kind of frustrated and angry too, and he wants to get out like 5 touchdowns out of pure frustration because his team hasn't been doing phenomenal the past couple weeks. Josh Jacobs against the Seahawks, who are 27th against the run, so he should have a very nice day. Tyreek Hill, their team's coming back from bye week. And against the Texans, Amari Cooper had a great week last week. The Buccaneers, they have a great run defense, but not a good pass defense at the moment.
Cottage cheese, No, Swiss cheese. Keep going. Sorry.
Mark Andrews against the Jaguars. Tyler Lockett against the Raiders. So he just has phenomenal matchups. The Broncos actually thought about keeping their defense just for this week against the Panthers. Probably be Baker Mayfield. So he's projected 140, and I can see him getting that. Now to sell myself, Herbert is playing against the Cardinals, and Jimmy G just threw 4 touchdowns on the Cardinals. Kenneth Walker is playing against the Raiders. So, I mean, if he gets most of the touchdowns and lesser, so Tyler Lockett, that's really good for me. Still undecided about my wide receiver, if it's going to be Gabe Davis or Christian Kirk. I really want to play Thanksgiving, Gabe Davis. Chris Godwin coming back off their bye week. And I think they're playing against Dirty Deshaun, right?
No, Deshaun comes back next week.
Oh.
Week 13.
Okay. And then Jonathan Taylor against the Steelers should be good Monday night. I'm a little undecided on my defense, but I think I'm rolling with the Vikings because the Patriots, I think they punted like 9 or 10 times last week.
Yeah, but the Vikings defense just gave up 40 points, bro.
They did. They were in the Cowboys' house. Now they're at home. And, I mean, before that, they put up 4 straight weeks of double-digit points on defense, playing against Miami, who's pretty good offense, Arizona, Washington, and then the Buffalo Bills. So, I mean, yeah, they had one bad week against the Cowboys. But I'm going with Barber.
Yeah.
Okay. I love the whole approach that he took to this. At first, he literally just read us the matchups. I'm like, what is
Right.
he doing?
Well, he's only going Barber because we all picked Justin last week, and he won. So he's going with this whole, everybody against me. I'm gonna prove him wrong.
No.
That's the only reason you're picking Barber. Get out of here.
It's not. Look at his matchups. They're too good.
So you're saying your team sucks, Shane? Huh?
No, my team will put up a lot of points, but he'll put up Mac numbers like what Mac did last week.
Mac
Yeah.
numbers.
Okay, I'm gonna pick Shane. I'm gonna pick Shane just so that his little curse thing is broken. But Brett,
No.
who are you going? Who are you going?
Shane sold me on his team, and I am voting for Shane.
Yeah, fuck your curse, Shane.
I was gonna say, Shane, are you trying to win this week?
Oh yeah.
Okay. And you do plan on starting the 21st defense instead of the best defense in fantasy
21st.
football?
Oh, they did drop to the 21st. Wow.
Oh,
Because they
that
just hit
negative-
a -6.
Yeah, are you not
Dude,
at all
before that-
considering?
They were like the 7th or 8th, and they dropped hard.
Yeah, but still, even
I
if
just
they were
find it so
7th or
funny that
8th.
you have the Patriots #1, and you were like, yeah, they're on the
They're
bench. That's where they
they're the
belong.
second-
The
they're the
Vikings.
second-
let me tell you why I love the Vikings. They got destroyed last week.
Well, and then he said, "Yeah, but they're at home this
But
week."
they're
They
yeah,
were-
that
they were
was
at
yeah.
home. They were at home last week, like, and they got destroyed.
No, they weren't.
Yes, they were.
Oh, they were.
I think you got to play the New England Patriots. That's for sure.
Well, no. Can I defend myself?
Yeah, go for it.
Go for it.
Okay. Look at the Patriots offense. Did you guys pay attention to that Jets and Patriots game last week at all?
So
Yeah, they
close.
scored
I
as-
paid
they
so much
scored as
attention to it.
many points as the Vikings did last week.
So it was 3-3 the whole game. The game was won on a punt return touchdown. There were no offensive touchdowns in that game.
Yeah.
So the Patriots offense, I think, is a lot worse than the Vikings offense, who has Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson. I do need to see if Kirk Cousins is healthy, because if he's not, then I'll definitely play the Patriots.
Well, you
Yeah,
got whose defense do you think is better, the Cowboys or the Patriots?
They're both top 3 defenses in the league, I think.
Okay, so if you saw what a top 3 defense in the league did against a fully healthy Vikings team last week at home, what do you think another
Well,
top 3
hold
defense
up.
would do?
When did Kirk Cousins get hurt in that game?
Dude, they just took him out because they were getting blown out. Like, CBS wouldn't even air the game into the fourth quarter because it was a blowout. It was so bad.
Is that what happened?
Yeah,
I thought he got hurt.
no. He just
But he got hurt.
they were down like 30 something
Oh.
3, and they just decided
Wow.
to take him out because they just weren't doing anything, because literally they would snap the ball, and as soon as Kirk Cousins got the ball, there would be Micah Parsons or someone there to meet him, and he couldn't do shit.
Yeah, but that Cowboys defense is pretty insane. They're really good.
Well,
True,
like I
true.
said, if you think the
But
Patriots is just as good or better, I would
you
play
know
them.
what?
Do you
I
think the
you
Patriots
convinced
numbers? Oh,
me. I think Kirk Cousins is shook.
Yeah. Well, and
And,
two, they might be without their star left tackle and Christian Darrisaw. So if they're missing,
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that tackle injury.
so like I said, I mean,
But
you play
but
the
I still
Vikings.
think that the Vikings offense is better than the Patriots offense.
Okay, I mean, it's your team. You do whatever you want.
Sticking
But,
with
I mean,
it, dude. I love how he's
if-
stuck to that. But the Vikings offense.
well, I like how
But
he's
look at the projections. They're projected more.
well, no, I like how Shane.
I love it.
I love how midway through that Shane was like, "Oh, you convinced me," and then 5 seconds later, he's like,
Later.
"Ah, but
Just like trying to
team
trade the
defense."
motherfucker, dude.
Right? Yeah.
So
Exactly.
cold.
I mean,
It's
I
the
get
villain
it.
in me. It comes
You don't
out.
want to make a run at the number 1 seed. I get it. Like, so just keep doing what you're doing, bro. Like,
you should just
Yeah.
drop one of
Hey.
those defenses.
right.
I need one.
I'll give you Christian
Yeah.
Watson for that, bro. For them, But Brent, who you're going? Who? Shane?
Uh,
Or Barber? I don't know. I don't know if you got your answer out.
I think I'll go Barber. I'm gonna go Barber. Think he's gonna finally put himself back on track. He's been losing the last couple weeks or whatever, or barely, just barely hanging on. So
And this is tough too, because like if Shane has Jamar Chase, now I know. I mean, Shane says he won't play Jamar his first week back, but for me, that'd be too hard of a thing to pass up. Is you traded for this guy and you're not going to put him in your lineup? Like,
Brennan has already proved that this is a real stat, and he is going to ball out.
well, based off of
which, by
everything,
the way, I was trying to find some evidence.
Look at Zeke. Look at Zeke. He balled by 2 touchdowns. Zeke Elliott.
But
Cordell
Right,
Patterson,
Jamar
2
Chase.
touchdowns.
but by
Oh.
everything that Shane has just said, do you think he would play him? If that was the case.
if I play Jamar
Yeah.
Chase, then I don't get the Gabe Davis Thanksgiving turkey.
Yeah,
true.
I mean, what's nice where you're sitting at, Shane, is no matter what decision you make, you're definitely in the playoffs, which is cool. So, like, if you want to go for it all, you can put in Jamar Chase, or if you want to watch a player try to do really good on Thanksgiving, you can play Gabe Davis. That's
You win
must
what,
be
like
nice.
$75 if you win your division?
Either
Do we still do
75
that?
or 100. I thought it was
Yeah.
100.
It might be
It's like
like, I
100.
$100.
think it's like 100 or something like that.
Yeah, definitely don't trust Shane's values of things.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I'm pretty sure I have my division locked up. So that's cool.
The adult division, quote
Yep.
unquote.
Quote
Ugh.
unquote. Anyways, I'm going Barber as well. I feel comfortable doing that because both Craig and Ike went Shane. So his curse is
On
broken.
revert.
So fuck you, Shane.
Real quick, what do you guys think is going to happen with the Bills and Lions? Do you think the Lions will keep it close?
No, it's going to be a fucking blowout.
Well, I was gonna say, what's your definition of close?
Well, dude, they just won 3 straight.
Oh, this
They play
is gonna be a game for sure.
Well,
No,
right, but I
this
mean,
is-
what's your
this is
definition?
Thanksgiving.
What's your definition of close? Is close 3 points or is close like a touchdown or something like that? Like,
That's a good question.
I would put the over under is I think 2 score but like 14 points. They're going to lose by 14.
Like, okay, I guess I can
Yeah,
reword
I would
this.
say 2 possession game. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you a 14 point spread.
so if you say 14, I would take 14 points for the Lions.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you said like, I don't know, I think where I would is if you got down to like that like 5 or 6-ish range.
Mm-hmm.
Like anything over a touchdown, like say like 7.5 or whatever, I would probably take the Lions. But I think anything
Okay.
under a touchdown would be
So
hard to take.
the Vikings, who just beat the Bills and then just
Yeah.
got blown out by the Cowboys, you don't think
Yes.
the Lions have any chance of beating the
I didn't-
Bills on
I
Thanksgiving?
didn't say that. I just don't think they're going to win. But that's why I said if you're going to give me 2 touchdowns, I'll do it. I just think.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Craig.
No, I was just saying, I think it would be a miracle
For them
if
to,
they
I
went
think,
out there and beat Buffalo. That would
Right.
be insane.
now, do
dude.
I think they?
Buffalo is definitely weak right now. They're beatable.
They're beatable.
well,
Okay.
They're beatable.
That's what I was going to say though. Is like, do I think they're going to win? No. Do I think they have a chance to win? Like, I would put it at like 90-10. No, that they're going to win. But
Right.
if you tell me that Detroit coming off a 3-game winning streak and they're at home, they're feeling good about themselves. I think they can keep it within 2 scores is my thing, So I think it will be a game. I don't think it'll necessarily be a blowout like Craig thinks, but it doesn't mean I think they're going to win. Like I wouldn't put money on them winning money line. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm
That's
saying.
because you gamble with your head instead of your heart. Okay.
Exactly.
I'm
Right,
going
right.
with the Lions. Put money
Oh.
down on them. Somebody for me.
Secretly, I put like $20 down. But then I do 20 the other way too, just in case.
Always
You know.
back and forth. Smart man there.
Oh my god.
So, all right, let's get to the last matchup. Probably the least interesting matchup of the week.
What? I
Yeah,
thought it was
Brent
interesting.
versus myself. you know.
Whoop, whoop.
Let's get into this one. So first of all, I'm gonna start off
First
with
of all, Josh, sell me. I'm
Yeah.
picking your
Oh,
team. Okay.
you want me to sell you. Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me get to that.
You like
All
fantasy football teams? Slaps his computer. Then let me show you this.
All right, so first of all, what's up? Oh, hi Ike. So first of all, I got Geno Smith facing the Las Vegas Raiders.
Respect.
Las Vegas is one of the worst defenses in general to play against. So, but I also think that might be a higher scoring game with the way Las Vegas has been playing offensively.
Hey, now Russell Wilson couldn't do much against them Raiders last week.
That's also Russell Wilson, and they're awful, you know. Um, so yeah, I got him, and Bren. We talked about it earlier. He might be without Kyler, so what's he gonna do? Is he gonna stick with Daniel Jones, or is he gonna try to pick up some, waiver wire trash?
Ooh, don't you say that. There's so much good waiver wire trash out there right now.
A lot of juicy trash.
Go ahead, pick up Kirk
Dumpster
Cousins.
dive.
But yeah, then he might be without Joe Mixon. Saquon, I got Derrick Henry and Saquon. I think they'll match up and whoop anybody he puts at running back. Cordero Patterson is going against that Washington defense, man, who just shut down Damian
Yeah, he'll
Pierce.
put in Fournette.
If Fournette plays.
What do you mean?
He's injured. He might not play.
He's hurt.
Yeah.
He'll play.
And guess what? If he
Even-
gets injured, I have his backup. Woohoo!
That's why he'll play. Josh won't get that lucky.
That's fine. I don't need it, Yeah, I think my receivers can match with his receivers. T. Higgins
Get out of
against
here.
Tennessee.
I'm trying to fail already.
Dude, T. Higgins against Tennessee, the worst pass defense in the league, or one of them at least. Debo's a little bit more of a toss-up, but then I obviously have a huge advantage with Kelsey over anyone you put in at tight end. You might as well pick up Pitts at this point and play him.
Oh, that's hilarious.
You might have me at flex. That's one where I might give it to you. We'll see. I don't know who I'm going to play because I don't know if I want to. I don't know.
You bite your tongue.
I bite whatever I want to bite. Thank you. I could put in Donovan Peoples-Jones. You guys don't realize how good he's been. Let me.
Yeah, I wouldn't fault you for that.
DPJ's all right. He's all right.
Yeah, he's solid. So I can.
He's
play
no
him.
Chris Olave, but he's all right.
I mean, he could probably keep it close with Chris Olave. Is what I'm
Michigan
saying,
versus Ohio State there.
Ooh,
Oof.
That's a
Right?
good point. Can't believe Bren's playing an Ohio State player.
Dude, this is the pros. We cut that shit off the second they get into the pros. You're allowed to love them.
Yeah, I hope you miss
This
the
is true.
playoffs, you traitor. You fucking traitor.
Fucking traitor.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
I have one of the best defenses in the Eagles. I think they'll do very well against the Green Bay Packers. So you got the Rams right now. I highly doubt you're playing them. But you got KC. That'd be a good play against the Rams, especially without what's his face?
Stafford.
Yeah, Stafford. Thank you.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
just
Super Bowl MVP. No big deal.
Yeah. So even if you put Njoku in, I don't think he's any match for Kelsey. So yeah.
Okay.
Now,
Are you
go ahead,
done?
Brent.
Are you
Sell
fucking-
yourself.
Okay.
Sell yourself, Brent.
Hey, do you have besides Saquon and Derek, you don't have a single stud on your team? Oh wait,
Oh,
Travis.
bullshit. T.
Okay,
Higgins.
I'll give you Travis.
T. Higgins.
But
Get the hell
T.
out of
Higgins
here.
is pish
Especially if
posh.
Jamar.
He's essentially waiver wire trash. You could get rid
Yeah,
of him.
okay.
Chase is back. Jamar Chase is back. He's gonna
You
eat
don't know that.
everything.
True.
You don't know that.
So Watson, he's had a couple fluke weeks. He's garbage. He's garbage.
Yeah.
Only because I want him. I want him. Give him to me.
I want him so bad.
We can work out a trade, Brent. That's fine. I'll work out a trade.
No,
with
I want
you.
him off the waivers like I had him before I had to drop him.
Yeah.
But Mixon's gonna be all right. That wife beater He got his head a little rattled. He'll be fine. He'll be good to go. Fournette might even be back. He had a nice bye week to rest. He's good. It was a little like hip contusion. He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
You
Elliott
know?
was born in a hip contusion.
Yeah. Njoku, he made it back from his high ankle sprain, made it through a game. He's not back on that questionable list, so I'm going to slot him in. He's going to tear it up. He won't match Kelsey, but he'll do enough for me where the rest of my studs like Lamb,
Oh,
Kins,
Daniel
Olave,
Jones.
in a
Daniel
oh,
full
Jones.
point PPR league.
oh.
No, because you renounce PPR, you only get half point PPR. Brent. But,
You can't do that. No.
yeah, but my thing is,
Sacrilegious.
Who do you think you are,
my
the
thing is,
commish?
yeah, he hasn't said anything since he lost, so I am stepping in
Oh.
as commissioner
And
right
thanks for helping me on my D play. You know, I will be throwing the Chiefs in now.
now. Oh yeah, you weren't gonna pull a Shane and leave the Rams in there on purpose to sabotage yourself.
You never know. You never
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. So that being said, I'm going Bren. Kidding, I'm going myself. Brent, who you going? Yourself?
know. Yeah, I'm going myself, dude.
All
I'm
right,
going
Craig,
myself.
who you picking?
I would buy anything Bren is selling, so I'm taking Bren.
Wow, you
I think he made
were-
valid points. He made valid points. That
That's why you went 0-5.
I think he's right about you're lacking studs. You're looking more like muffins.
Yeah, these studs are what got me to the number one.
Yeah, but you know
Suck
how
it.
this
Just
game goes, buddy.
suck
Those
it.
engines
It
burn
don't
up
matter.
quick.
All I gotta do is beat Brent. That's all I
You're
have
riding
to
a
do.
high that only Shane knows right now, and he knows how
Yeah.
that ends. So
Shane doesn't know that high.
I gotta go with Bren.
You don't want that first round bye. So,
All right,
No.
Shane. Shane, who you picking?
well, yeah, Bren's got an issue at QB. He's gonna have to get some waiver. See, Saquon against the Cowboys. Cowboys have a really good defense. I think he'll be held to an average week. I do think Bren has the advantage at receiver. I'm picking Josh in the end, but hear me right now. I think tight ends are going to be pretty even. I think Kelsey, I have a feeling that he's going to have an average week.
Yeah, I think
All we need-
Ramsey just sits on him, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Aaron Donald, he'll body slam him.
A little bit, just a little bit.
Nick Folk in an indoor stadium.
True.
And but I mean, I'm going Josh.
Oh yeah. See, Shane knows what's up. Guess what? Ike went Josh as well. So suck it.
Second week in a row that dog's picked him. Suspect.
No.
ACC, where you at? ACC.
No, he picked Craig last week. So Brent,
I don't know. I disagree.
know your facts, bro. You know,
Ah, man.
he went with Craig.
I just
and
realized that if you win, I probably won't make the playoffs. But do what you got to do.
if I win?
No, Bren
Okay, yeah. If
makes
Brent
us
wins.
that much harder on me.
Yeah, well, it depends. So yeah, you got it a little tough there. Because I think Dan and Nate play each other too, so that hurts a little bit because that means one of them is getting a win for sure. You do face Bren, I know that at one point, so that might help your cause. But yeah, it's like I said, it's looking a little bleak for you there, Craig.
Yeah, all you can do is worry about winning your matchup.
Yeah, all you need is Funk to lose one more game and you win one more.
All you need is all the information at the start of the year that you thought you had was right is actually wrong, even though it all came from the
Right.
same source.
So,
Definition blue.
So this is an interesting. I don't know if you guys remember it or not, but like at draft time, if you could go back and change one draft pick, which one would you change?
I would get rid of fucking Kamara because he's had like 4 good weeks. Like, what the fuck? What a waste of a first round pick.
So you would pick someone else over Kamara.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Brent, what about you?
Someone over Debo. Anyone over Debo.
Well, you ended up trading him.
I know, but exactly definitely was garbage. He's garbage.
Fucking
He's on a,
garbage.
on a garbage team now, so it's okay.
What about you, Shane?
Maybe like Jalen Hurts instead of Herbert.
Jalen Hurts.
I was
instead of
thinking
Hurts.
maybe somebody instead of CEH, but like for the longest time, I wanted to go AJ Dillon, reach for him, but
I'm
he didn't turn out to be nothing this year. So
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't do that either. I felt the same about AJ Dillon.
I'm
Same.
very surprised you didn't say someone over Pittman or you would still draft both.
You'd
Colts,
still
huh?
draft double Cole.
let's see.
Hasn't hurt
I
him.
remember who was sitting there. It was just T Higgins and a bunch of other mediocre receivers. I already had 2 running backs.
You could have picked AJ Brown, couldn't you have?
T. Higgins is so mediocre. It's
I
so
love
bad.
it.
You could have had AJ Brown because didn't Dan pick AJ Brown in the 3rd round?
Yeah,
I think AJ Brown was available. I don't.
Right.
When did Tyreek get picked? Tyreek Hill.
I
I don't
think he
know.
was 2nd.
Okay,
might have
I
been
thought he might have
third.
been
Yes.
second. Yeah.
He might have been 3rd. I don't remember. But yeah, that one I'm shocked, Shane, that you didn't say you would pick someone other than Pittman, just so that you didn't have the 2 Colts players.
yeah, and I was also thinking Damian Pierce instead of CEH.
That's fair. Yeah, that would have been a
But
fair one too.
yeah,
All
but
right,
like,
free.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I had a couple that I would probably not try not to pick, but like a lot of my picks were also because I got sniped so much by fucking everybody. Like I would probably pick someone other than Sutton in the 3rd. I think that's when I picked him, or the 4th. Maybe it's the 4th.
I think it was the 3rd.
Yeah, because I got sniped of like AJ Brown and stuff, and I didn't think the Denver's offense would be god awful like it is.
Yeah.
So I would probably change my Sutton pick, but other than that, like
If I could
yeah,
somehow get Travis Kelce on my team, I would do that.
yeah, you wouldn't though unless you took him number 1 overall. Because I would have taken him
I
with
know.
my 1st or 2nd. But I doubt he would have gotten me to my 2nd. That's why I took him first. So, but all right, boys, you guys got anything else?
No.
All right, that was a solid pod, and thank you, Shane, for your first appearance on the pod.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you for having me on.
Yeah,
Love
now
to hear it.
if you could put your pants on, that'd be great.
Oh.
Just relaxing, pantless, and that's how you should. You can get homey, get comfy.
Just kidding, everyone. He has his pants on in my all right. Just making sure.
Shirts
everyone-
off though.
Yeah,
Shirt,
shirts
yeah,
off.
shirt
Obviously.
came off when he
Always.
walked in the door.
Yeah.
Straight Marky Mark status on Shane for life, dude.
Yeah, it was weird. He
Keeps
said,
it
"Hey,
nice and
Mel,"
toasty up in this house.
right? He was like, "Hey, Mel," and then he took his shirt off. I was like, "Whoa, dude, calm down." All right. So, all right, boys. Well,
Thanks for coming, Shane. You're the man. Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, thank you, brothers. It was
Yes,
a
sir.
success.